Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Looking for Love. I am Trey Kearney, your host, and I'm here with my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
Good evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. We are on every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We are talking about relationships, healthy relationships. We are here to bridge the gap between Generation X men and Generation X women in a healthy way. We are here to learn from each other. So men, when I am speaking and answering from a woman's perspective, please listen, take notes, and don't have a rebuttal. Women, when Lamar is speaking from the male perspective, please listen, take notes, and don't have a rebuttal. We are here to learn. In so many relationships, people are listening to respond instead of listening to learn. So we want you to come on our platform and listen and learn, okay? So tonight we got some very interesting questions. Lamar, first of all, how was your week? How was your weekend?
Week is good. I wanted to let you know officially I am a member of the Salt and Pepper Gang. So go to the Instagram page, the official Salt and Pepper Gang. So I am one of the newest members. I'm happy to be a part of that brotherhood. There's some really good guys. We did a MLK parade Saturday. The weather was a little bad, but it was a good turnout, and we'll see what they're good guys. They mentor, and stuff like that. So it's a good opportunity.
I'm gonna have to start a Salt and Pepper sister gang. Sister gang. I'm gonna have to pull me some sisters together out here in these streets, so we can have the Salt and Pepper sister gang, and we can hang out with the Salt and Pepper gang.
Right.
No, I'm just joking. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But I do. We do got the Salt and Pepper.
You wear it well. You wear it well.
Oh, thank you, and so do you, and so do you. And again, we are Generation X over here, so all conversations are for an older crowd, but we do want our younger people who tune in to learn from us, so you don't have to go through the pitfalls and the dead ends that we went through, because we share a lot of, we real open and transparent over here, so forgive us. We're not here to offend anybody. Hey. But first I wanted to talk about this. So we know Usher got married Super Bowl weekend to his girlfriend, fiance, whatever, his woman. And I was talking to a friend of mine, right? And I said, Usher's a menace. And I was joking because, he was humping on Alicia Keys. And they got this video out where he bumping his head on Nicki Minaj's butt. And I said, Usher's a menace. And then we started we were texting back and forth. And we were in the chat. And I was saying, she was like, well, why you say that, whatever. And then we started talking about, I said, jokingly, I said, this is his third marriage at 45. I said, this is his third. And she was like, so what does that mean? So what? And this was her comment that I want to talk about tonight, which was disturbing to me from different levels. She said, so what? That's what, marriage is. My motto is, if it don't work out, just move on. What do you think about that as far as the state of marriage right now and the way that people are getting into marriages and then getting divorced? Like, if it don't work out, you just move on. What do you think about that?
Divorce is probably at an all-time high. Social media is probably a big culprit of that. I come from parents. Both my parents, I tell them all the time, y'all two-time losers as well. So my dad's on his third marriage as well. It's just, I think it's just easy. It's just easy to give up. If you have a good foundation, and again, if you get divorced where there's, abuse and, anything like that, yes, you have to. But, if it's infidelity and things like that, you should have to work things through. There's a way to approach it. Divorce, I tell my guy friends all the time, divorce should be the last option, shouldn't be the first option. Because at the end of the day, when there's children involved, because divorce affects everyone. And if you've been through a divorce, you see how serious it is, because everybody gets affected, from your coworkers to your friends, just your family, everybody gets affected. And when I went through that, that was eye-opening to me. And I was just like, wow, it's just like, you have everybody that is affected, because they have to choose a side, and I don't think that, people should go into one. You shouldn't. We talked about this before. I don't think anybody should get married until they're like 32 years old. Live a little, have some experiences, figure some things out, learn who you are, and then you can pick a partner because you've had experiences. And, my situation was I met my ex-wife at 20 years old. We were married at 24. There was no experiences. I didn't know. And, just because of what I didn't have my father around, I wanted to be there for my child. So I worked it out. I stayed and tried to really work that whole thing out. But I think in this day and age we are a society of instant. We want everything now. And I think from social media, that ruins a whole lot of things. You think there's always better out there. And I don't know, I don't see it getting any better, unfortunately.
I totally agree. I got married when I was 21. And I ain't know nothing about being a wife. I ain't know nothing about being no mother. And I'm not making up no excuses for my wrongdoings. But my thought on that, when she said, if it don't work out next, my thought on that was, listen, if that is the way that you think, for me, this is just my opinion. If that's the way that you think, just don't get married. Just be in a committed relationship for as long as you're going to be in a committed relationship until something pisses you off. Because if that's your mindset, then why even make the commitment? Because marriage is a commitment. And that's why when you go in front of the Lord and your family and your friends, you say, till death do us part. Because you're supposed to be willing to work through those things, whatever that is. And I do say this, though, Lamar, I do say that now at our age, right, going into a marriage should be forever one, but we should have really hard conversations when we start to cross that threshold of we're going to be exclusive. And if, you should know if a person wants to get married, first of all, from the dating phase of what is your intention. And I'm not saying on the first date or whatever, but there should be a conversation about these are my non-negotiables, right? Like I have 4 very strict non-negotiables, right? You can't hit me. You can't cheat on me. You can't be addicted to nothing. Mm-hmm. And you got to love the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you got to be a Christian, because we just really got to be equally. Those are my non-negotiables. And I just think that those things should be discussed, right? Because I don't think anybody should stay in an unhealthy marriage. But I don't think nobody should go into a marriage of the mindset, if it don't work, whatever, we just next or whatever. So there should be those instances of, at the beginning, I'm telling you right now, Lamar, if you put your hands on me, you're unalive to me. If you're addicted to anything, I'm not sticking around. It's a trigger for me. Whole family, lots of addictions in my family. I don't want to go through rehab and relapse. I just don't want to do it. There's some people who would. And if you cheat on me, we just done. If I can't trust you, we just done. And then if I find out you don't love the Lord. So I just believe that we should have these conversations of what our non-negotiables and our deal breakers are up front. So anything else, Lamar, I don't care what it is, we gonna work through it, right? So I give you my non-negotiables, you give me your non-negotiables, and when we get to that point where something come up, nah, it's not a non-negotiable, go upstairs, go to bed, or go in your man cave, but you're gonna be in this bed tonight with your leg on me, like we always do, because ain't nobody going nowhere unless it's a non-negotiable.
I totally agree.
Right. So I was surprised to hear her say that as a woman. And she just said, because, my first marriage was a test run. And I was just like, a test run? Like, what have we come to? So these are just conversations I want us to have so people know that is some people's mindsets. And you should know that that's their mindset before you marry them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you should. I mean, we go back to it. If you do the work on yourself, you know what you want, and you should be able to communicate that to the person that you want to potentially have this relationship and this marriage with. So it's for us, because we've done some work and we've been in therapy. It doesn't sound crazy to us, but you meet people and you go like, I talk to women dating again and stuff like that, and it's just like you don't know what you want. So how can you want a relationship and you have no idea what you want? And
right.
that blows my mind. And out of most women is that they this fantasy is of a marriage, of a relationship, and you haven't done any work on yourself. And I'm like it's, I don't know, it just baffles me. It really does.
And we have to know too, there's a lot of things that's going on. Again, social media is like just a whole lot of distraction, but it don't distract me because they got this woman that's out doing this story right now on TikTok, Risa Tisa or something, talking about the man that she married and he was a liar and all this other stuff. We have to not be distracted by social media. And like you said, we have to know what it is that we want as a human, as a person. And when people don't know what they want, as a healed whole person who has done work, you have to know to let them indecisive people go because they're going to drag you down the wrong road.
Absolutely.
And nobody wants to waste time. Again, Generation X, we don't have time to waste. And men know when they want to marry somebody. So ladies, we don't have to wait 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 14 years. Because if y'all get past 2 years, and I'm hearing this more and more from more and more men, if it go past 2 years, he don't want to marry you. Like he don't want to marry you. Like a man will know when he meets a woman soon after that. Yeah, I'm ready to give up all of it.
3 to 6 months, he'll know.
Right.
Now he may add another 6 months or so to it before he may propose and so on and so on. But by 3 to 6 months, he has seen your representative has gone away and the real you has shown up. And then he's going to make a decision, yes or no.
Ladies, did y'all hear that? 3 to 6 months. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love, a love conversation about Generation X, bridging the gap between Generation X men and Generation X women. Where are our misses, our stops, and our blocks? Why we're not getting along? And we're just having real conversation where we can hear each other as a Black man and a Black woman. So we got some questions that we're going to get to because our time be going so fast. Look at you. You just be ready for these questions.
I love the questions.
Listen to this one. I got to put my glasses on because I can't see without them. My ex wants me back. We're both in our late 40s. Hold on, let me scroll up. Come on, scroll up. We're both in our late 40s. We broke up right after graduating from college because I found out he was cheating. My best friends are against it. They believe once a cheater, always a cheater. We've been in touch over the years briefly through mutual friends. He just found me on Facebook, said he's been looking for me for years. He couldn't find me because I was married, so my last name changed. I've been divorced for 4 years and he's been divorced for 6. I really missed him all these years, and he said vice versa. We both believe that's one of the reasons why our marriages failed. I'm a little reluctant because I don't want to get hurt. He acknowledged his wrongdoing when he was younger. He says he has really worked on himself. Hold on. After the divorce, am I crazy for even considering this? By the way, we've been dating for about 4 months and it's been really pleasant. Any advice?
Yeah, you can't hold somebody's feet to the fire. It's something you did when you was in your 20s and now you're in your 40s. I mean, people grow and give it a chance. Go slow, be honest. You have nothing to lose. That's what I would say is be as honest as you can. Hopefully both of them have been through therapy. Good luck. What do you have to lose?
I'm gonna tell her this. Let me just say this to the woman, because I heard one key thing. My friends don't think it's a good idea. Let me say this. Tell your friends to mind their business, right? First of all, because y'all in your 40s now. So a lot of times we get into conversations with people who are giving us advice that don't give good advice. One, I don't know what their motives are to tell you that once a cheater, always a cheater, and that old cliche. And two, why they would try to deter you or tell you that a person that you had a problem with in college, y'all broke up right after graduating college. What is that, like 24 years old? And y'all are in your 40s and y'all been through a marriage. So I would say, think for yourself. Stop telling your girlfriends your business already. This right here is a nugget, right? Stop telling your girlfriends, your aunties, your mom, and everybody about your relationship. Because if you're telling them as a girlfriend, you'll be telling them as a wife. So practice how you're going to be as a wife. And you got to tell people to stay out of your relationship and stay out of your business. And you have to make a decision for yourself, right? Because let's talk about that. This really ticks me off, and it really just grinds my gears. Like when people say once a cheater, always a cheater. No, it really like grind, because I cheated on my ex-husband, right?
I cheated too. I mean, I cheated too. So I mean,
I'm not a cheater anymore. I have not cheated in any other relationship. I was in 2 other serious relationships, and I did not cheat on them. So it just really makes me so angry when people say once a cheater, always a cheater, because we've all done something.
Correct.
All of us, whether it was one, whether you stole something, every person on this planet has done something.
Right.
And that they grew from it. So what if we went around saying once or whatever you did, always or whatever you did? You wouldn't like the feeling. And I find it hard to believe. Let me say this. I find it hard to believe that I believe every person has cheated.
In some way, shape, form, or fashion. I agree.
Maybe not in a marriage, but I believe every person has cheated.
Yeah, I mean, it may not have been physical. It could be a conversation that was inappropriate. I mean, there's so many different levels to that type of stuff. But like you said, keep your girlfriends at your business, man. It's like, stop telling all your business to your girlfriends. Because at the end of the day, if you're somewhat happy and they're miserable, you said it all the time, misery loves company. So
right. And you said you guys have been they've been dating for a minute. So another question I would ask is, are your girlfriends single? So because maybe they just afraid that once you get, when you get booed up.
Oh, you're gone.
When you get booed up, you like, I don't want to go out.
I got a homeboy. I saw him Saturday. I ain't seen that dude in 5-6 months. But I mean, I'm happy for him. Like, dude, he was like, but he's MIA. So
because he got him a good thing at home.
Yeah, he got a good woman. I mean, that's fine. He's not in the streets no more. So that's what he's supposed to do.
And this is the problem that I've learned with men. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a man. But this is the problem that I learned with men in talking to women, in reference to men. Men have to be careful about the men that they're around, because men give peer pressure too. Oh, you'll never go out no more. Nah, I'm at home with my girl. We getting it on. I mean, dinner's cooked. I got my cigar, my cognac. I'm in my little man cave. I come in the house. She and her, things is good. But I've seen this in 2 of the relationships that I was in, where the men around them would say things about them not going out. Like, oh, you'll never go out. Oh, you got to get permission. And I'm just like, he happy at home. And I knew that these brothers wasn't happy at home. Because they, conversations go around. And I'm just like, they trying to drag you out in the street because they ain't happy in their situation. And you dumb enough to fall for it. So is that like...
I don't have friends like that. And I've never had friends like that. That kind of make you feel bad for being in a relationship. I've never experienced that. In my group of guy friends that I have right now, we kind of protect each other. We kind of know. When I go out with those guys, and this is something that just I've learned over the last couple of years. How women, you go out and women go, I'm out with my girls, don't bother me, and I'm like, what you mean? You can't, talk to me? Now I go out with when I was in a relationship, I go out with my guys. I want to hang out with my guys because, one of them's in a relationship. I don't get to see him that often. So I want to laugh and talk and catch up. And when women want to take that time away, like, hey, I'm out with my fellas, man. I'm trying to have a good time. So I understand that now. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I never experienced that with my type of friends. So I got some really good guys. So I probably wouldn't be friends with dudes like that.
Birds of a feather flock together. So that's a good point, that the men that you hang around do have some sort of influence on you. Because I remember one of my exes, the people he was hanging around, I won't say too much because then people will know who I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to put folks on blast or nothing, but I remember, I remember one particular person, he hung with, and it caused a whole rift because he was hanging in places. We talked a little bit about this before we came on. He was hanging in places that would tempt you. Because if you're a man in a relationship like your boy, why would he be? What's in the bar? What's at the clubs? What's out where single people go? Single people and temptation. And I used to tell him, like, you don't even need to be going with him. Like, his MO is not, oh, I'm not influenced, blah, 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 and this and that. But he ended up cheating.
Well, I mean, that's what, like, my group of guys, we try to do fun things. Like, man, let's go bowling. Let's go play pool. Let's do something. Like, forget the club scene. I don't want to be in no bar and club all the time. I don't even like drinking like that. So it's just like, I don't know. I'd rather hang out and do some other stuff. I mean, we can watch a game somewhere, go eat or something like that. So, you know, I don't know. Is it, maybe that's 51-year-old Lamar, you know, maybe 31-year-old Lamar would have been a little different, but, you know, I don't crave the streets like that, you know? So, I mean, I know I'm older, so I don't care, but it's just.
These old women and old men is out here running the streets though. Like,
I see it. Man, listen, going on dating sites again, and I see the same people that have been on the dating sites for the last 2-3 years. Like, you ain't found nobody yet. You know what? I wanted to bring something up to you, and I want to give men and women a nugget. When you're on these dating sites, men in particular, our attention span is this short. Women, please, yo, I see some of the craziest pictures for you to be like looking at a woman going like, why? I mean, I spend some time. Just all kind of crazy pictures. You know what? I'm gonna start sending you some of these crazy ass pictures.
Don't be sending me the stuff.
No, I mean, like, what man would go, yeah, she's interesting. You know, I saw a woman dressed up like in a clown suit.
What?
On a dating site. She's
Maybe somebody into clowns though, because she did it for a reason. Maybe there's some men out here that, like, you know, men have foot fetishes, right? Maybe there's people out with clown fetishes.
I'm sure there's an app for whatever fetish that you're in.
Oh no, not a clown app fetish. I can't. We're not doing this.
I mean, this is Bumble. This is Bumble, and she had
Bumble
with a clown suit on.
What? That's why I don't go on these dating sites. Nope.
Men and women spend time on your pictures.
Wow.
I mean, it's just like we're visual. So it's just like, don't put yourself. There was a lady had a picture where she was doing the centipede at a wedding. That was her first picture on her Bumble profile. She's doing the centipede. I was like,
what's the centipede?
A breakdancing move where you
no, it was a video.
I'm talking too much.
No, you're not.
I have a weird thing that I just look at women's eyebrows on Bumble. Man, hey, listen, some of y'all need to stop, man. I done seen it. Yeah, I'm gonna start flooding you with these pictures. I done seen big old eyebrows out to here, no eyebrows at all. I'm like,
that's just why I'm not in these internet dating streets. I can't do it. I went on one site though. Let me tell you. I went on one site. I'm not going on Christian Mingle. Stop it. I went on this one site, two sites actually, two dating sites, because somebody had challenged me to go, and it didn't even last a week. I was just like, you know what? This is crazy. Swiping and then the men, like, it's just too much for me. I'm not doing internet dating. I'm okay with waiting for a real person to approach me. Or I'm not. No.
I think you could bottleneck it and get into Christian Mingle, and I think
I'm not going to Christian Mingle. We talked about this. I'm not going to Christian Mingle. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna wait, go outside. I do go outside some. You see lately I've been outside a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm tipping my toe in it a little bit to see what's out there, but I'm not going to be on Bumble and see a man in a clown suit because I'll probably have nightmares. Like the clown suit man, no, we're not doing this. So let me see what some of my comments are. Hold on, where's my glasses? Hey Joyce, good evening. Let me read the next question. Let me read the next question though before I go to our comments.
All right.
Marriage is a piece of paper.
Oh.
Hold on. Marriage is a piece of paper. I've been with my girl for 3 years. She's everything I want in a woman. Great personality. Our children are grown. Has a great career. Here's the problem. I want to get married, and she keeps making negative comments about marriage. Marriage is a piece of paper. When one of her friends got engaged, she says she must be crazy. I want to propose to her, but if she says no, the rejection would probably kill me, and the relationship would most likely be over. Do I take my chances, or do I move on?
Why you want to be married so bad? I ain't never met no man want to be married that bad.
I mean, why not? Some people listen, he said they've been together for 3 years.
Is he just eager to give up half his stuff? Because it sounds like she don't want to.
Men know when they want to marry somebody 3 to 6 months, right?
Well, I say like this: how old are you? Have you ever been married? If you haven't been married, okay, I'll meet you halfway. But it's not. We're not. Men just don't go. Man, I can't wait to find a wife. We're not.
It's been 3 years.
No, but men just aren't built like that. We don't listen. If I met a woman and she's like, "You got your place, I got my place, and blah blah blah," we good. Okay, cool. I like my space now. But I haven't met very many men in my life that go, I want to be married. I want a wife. To me,
that's strange. To me, like
to me, it says that he's probably not an attractive guy or anything like that. I mean, he's trying to latch on to something. He wants somebody to take care of him or something like it. Dude, why are you trying to be married? I mean, I want to know more about that one. So
no, I want to know why you find it strange that he found a woman that he wants. Like,
I'm just saying she's so anti-marriage. Why is she so anti-marriage and he's so for it? It's like,
right. But that's the thing. Is this just? I think that his question is, am I just beating my head against a brick wall because I'm sure he's probably made hints and she has negative remarks about marriage. So my thing is this. This is why we have to have these conversations during the dating phase of what are your intentions. Somebody on William D said, I'm a man and I want to be married.
How old is he?
How old are you, William? So I believe that there are men.
I'm not, listen, anything that I say does not apply to every man walking this planet.
Right, no, I get that.
If we put 100 men in the room and go, hey, do you want to be married? Most men go, I think most men just kind of get badgered into getting married. It's just like you said before, it's just like, here, take this ring, shut up. It's like, I'm 51. I don't think I've ever met a guy that was like, I want to be married. I want a wife. You looking at somebody to take care of you.
I've met men who said their desire was to get married. I have met men who have said, I want a wife. I'm ready to settle down. And then I've met men who are totally against it. And like I said, I think he's in the right place and she not. After 3 years, I'm not sticking with you after 3 years if we're not getting married.
They should have known that after 3 to 6 months. They should have. Those conversations should have been had a long time ago. What are your views on marriage? That's what you're saying. It's like you got to find your deal breakers. It's like if you are a man and you want to be married, when you have an interest in a woman and she doesn't, man, you should know that immediately.
Right.
3 years? You wasted 3 years. Now that's crazy.
But I don't think, again, this is the thing. I don't think 3 years is a long time to not get married. I think that if the intention is there, the intention, if both people are, their intention is to get married, I don't think 3 years is a long time to be together. I
No.
think that when you get to that point, that there should be something that y'all are solidifying, whether it's we're going to be life partners or whatever that thing is going to be. But I think after 3 years that a person should know, like, if this is going to be my forever person, I think there should be a stopping point. For me, there's a stopping point, right? Because again, I'm 54. I'm older than you.
Barely.
Respect your elders.
Barely.
I'm 54, so I know that I don't want to waste 3 years. And I'm not saying it's a waste. I want to know early on in our relationship, at least 6 months into it, where are we going with this? Because in 6 years, actually 5, because I'll be 55 this year, I'll be 60.
Yeah.
So I know by 3 years, if you ain't asking me to marry you, I think that you got a problem.
Well, why haven't they had that conversation in the beginning? Okay, I'm gonna make a joke out of it because I think I'm funny. So if I'm allergic to peanut butter, don't wait 3 years to find out that I'm allergic to peanut butter, or you bake me some peanut butter cookies. I mean, like those are the type of conversations you need to have way early. It's like and that's what I'm saying. Some people just, I got somebody, and you just, I'm hold on to them, and yeah, they'll come around. No, say that immediately, man. It's like he could have saved himself a whole bunch of grief.
Yeah, and I think that whatever her reasoning is for having negative comments about marriage, it stems from somewhere, right? So we have to think about, this is serious talk right now, right? We have to think about our childhood, our parents. Like if you saw your parents, again, you said your parent, they on their third marriage, right? Like my mom wasn't married. She was with my stepfather, who was married to somebody else. But he was with us the whole time, but he never got a divorce, which was common back then. Mm-hmm. So these are the things that we've witnessed as young people that would turn us off to say, well, my stepfather was living in the house with my mom and he was married to the other woman on the other side of town. I don't want no nigga doing that to me, so I'm not getting married. It didn't turn me into that, but I could see how, for whatever reason, this woman may be turned off from marriage. Maybe we don't know the whole story, but this is just a conversation so that people can understand the conversations that we need to have. Like, what turned you off so much from marriage? Were you married to somebody else and they were abusive, or they weren't kind, or they cheated, or whatever the situation may be? What made you not think marriage is pleasant? Because we have somebody on TikTok who said, I don't think I want to be married. I'm 34. But where did that come from? And you don't have to answer, but I'm saying for a 34-year-old to say, I don't think I want to get married. Right. That came from somewhere. So your view of marriage, Lamar, I don't know what that is. What is your view of marriage?
I'm not against marriage, but I'm not going to settle, so I know exactly what I want my partner to bring to the table for me, that I need emotionally, I need, that type of love. I know what I need. So you're going to know that in the first 3 months. You're going to know that from me. And right. I'm not going to wait 3 years and hope that you change your mind. I think too many times we think a person is going to change, and that's not what a relationship is. A relationship is accepting that person for who they are and what you're not trying to change nobody. You with them. That's who they are. Let them be them, and you guys grow together. Trying to change somebody is like, it's never going to work. One person is always going to be resentful in the long term.
But you have to, change is inevitable, right? And people I have to change. I have to evolve, and I have to grow being with a man, right?
I'm not saying growth. Growth is different than changing. If I like eating chocolate cake and you trying to feed me banana pudding, you're trying to change me. I don't want to be changed. I just want to grow. It's like, now I may expand my palate that I want to eat other things, but you like, hey, you got to pick either or. No, you don't change people. You let them be who they are, and you accept them for who they are. Love to me is seeing the worst part of a person and going, okay, I still love you. I'm here. It's not that bad. So it's just like, and everybody's definition of love is different. It's just like, don't be afraid to be yourself. When I meet women, like, I'm not here to change you. You are who you are, and we'll see over time if we vibe together.
If I accept that. And again, people have to want to grow because it's necessary to grow as you get older. We're not going to be the same as we were in our 30s, in our 20s, in our 30s, in our 40s. We have to grow because things are changing. I'm not the same person I was before I was a mother. You understand? I had to grow in some areas because I had kids, right? I'm not, I wasn't the same person. I had to grow even in new relationships, learning from the past relationships that's not going to work with a man. Like me popping my neck and me talking loud and me emasculating and all of those things. I had to really change. Like there was a lot of things that I had to really take a good, strong, hard look in the mirror and say, I love my mom. I do. But my mother I seen my mother and my aunties like really just emasculate men, like really talk to men and really, and again, this is what I mean by when people say, I don't want to get married, or they have a bad, taste in their mouth for marriage. Like those things I saw my mother and my aunties do put a stain on my brain. And watching my stepfather and my mother put a stain on my brain for relationships, it didn't make me not want to get married. It made me set a standard that if this man is not with this woman, you have to have your papers and your divorce and everything final, and you got to be single, because that's not what we do.
Right. It's growth. We're all supposed to grow. Like you said, we're not supposed to be the same at these milestones, 20, 30, 40, 50. You're not supposed to be the same. So you got to ask yourself, are you making yourself uncomfortable? There is no growth if you're never uncomfortable.
Oh, I think our young people too have to realize that. I just feel like, and I'm glad there's some 34 and 30-year-olds in here to learn from us, because I just feel like the standard of what they're seeing, and we didn't see nearly as much as them because we didn't have all this internet action. So to some degree, we really got to think for ourselves, right? Like there's so much stuff, media, social media, and these different platforms and streaming and all this is putting in the young people's minds. And I'm just hoping that they get to experience people like me and you who can have conversations where they get to learn something different other than like men, you got to have money, you got to get the bag, you can't cry. I want them to learn from our platform that one, I always say this, Lamar, I always say this. We are all human beings. We are not human doings. We are all human beings. Each and every one of us is a human, and we're individuals, and we all hurt. And I have my book I wrote, Men Hurt Too. Mm-hmm. And the first line that I say in that book is men are human beings first. So I just want our young people to understand that we are all human beings, and and the problem that's going on right now in our world is that we're separating male and female, and we're trying to make males wrong for this, or males shouldn't do this, and females wrong for this, and females should do that, when it's a human experience.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think that we have to really have these conversations to stop the division. I saw these people on this podcast today, and a woman was talking about, she thought, men, I encourage men to get therapy and men to do this and men to do that. And she was just talking so much about concentrated on men and the things that she was saying. And I was just saying to myself, no, human beings.
We all should go to therapy.
I think so. I think every human on this planet is serious business, and not because I'm a life coach.
Right.
I think every human should have a life coach and a therapist at all times, because we are going through trauma every day. Like we don't know what's going to traumatize us.
You don't even know sometimes the stress that's on you, and it's just the days of life. I'm telling you, therapy is amazing. When you are able to sit down and be honest with no judgment with somebody that is trained to help you in that area, the memories that come back, the things like you say, your triggers and things like that, just being able to speak your truth and nobody be on the other side of the table to judge you, just be like, hey, I can be honest, I can be vulnerable. And I tell a lot of men, man, if you were raised by a single mother, you should be in therapy because you are carrying around some traumas and you don't even know it.
I feel attacked. No, I'm just joking. No, I don't.
No, it's no attack. I mean, you're a single mother because I
don't feel attacked, but I do.
I love my mom, but she's a mother. She's a woman. She can't teach me how to be a man, So it's just like I picked at a young age as a young boy. You have some tendencies that are not what other little boys have when you are raised by a father. You just don't. That's just a reality. So it's like you have to go and you can be molded in all types of ways. So it's just, I don't know. It's therapy's good. I say that therapy's good.
It's excellent. So there shouldn't be a standard for men and women. What do you mean there shouldn't be a standard? I didn't say there shouldn't be a standard. When you say there shouldn't be a standard, I said that people, men and women, should be considered human beings before they're considered a female or a male, because it takes away the human experience. And a lot of times it takes away the human experience for men. And that's a major problem, because then the man is the one who's supposed to be leading the woman, right? And if we take that human experience away from him, and he doesn't know how to be vulnerable, and he doesn't know how to communicate, or he doesn't want to communicate, then it becomes a problem, because we have separated ourselves from male and female when it comes to emotional intelligence. Let me separate that when it comes to emotional intelligence, because there are roles that men and women play. There are gender roles. There are things that women can't do and things that men can't do. I mean, women can't do and things that men can't do or shouldn't be doing, but that's a whole nother topic. But there are emotional intelligence. I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the human aspect. Now, we can talk about the importance of when you're dating or getting to know somebody, are they traditional or modern? Right? Because we got women out here who are modern but want their man to be traditional. You can't live both sides. And to some degree, there are some things where we had to come into the modern world, right? Like, for real, women got to work, whatever. Right. But we have to be open and honest about that with the man that we're going to be with. Because if the man want a traditional woman and you out here talking about you a diva and a boss.
Hey, I swipe on your Bumble picture as soon as you say I'm a boss. Soon as I see that, you out of here.
Why? What does, when you see I'm a boss?
That's masculine energy. That is masculine energy. And I'm telling you, you don't want no woman that's going to be masculine like that. You can be, an entrepreneur or whatever, but I had a conversation with a woman and she probably said the word boss 15 times. And I was like, listen, no man wants to be with a boss. Oh. He wants a feminine, soft woman. That's it.
Wow. So a boss takes away.
Listen, and again, we're talking different levels of men. If you're a man that's done work on yourself and you want to call yourself high value and this and that, he wants. When a man makes a lot of money, he looks to take care of a woman. When a woman makes a lot of money, she wants to be independent. And by nature, men want to care for the women that they love. They want to provide. That gives us purpose.
Oh.
And I don't want to be with no woman that's challenging me.
And when you say challenging, wait.
Just challenging in every aspect of why is the house a certain way? Why do we do certain things that we do? It's just, listen, I will show you. And I don't tell any woman, don't follow a man if he hasn't shown you the characteristics that he can be a leader. But if he does show you those characteristics, listen to that man. That will motivate him. And it's so simple. It's so much. There's so much on social media that women, if you just tone down the noise and take away the aspect of some of this stuff is entertainment, but the message is there. You got to find the message within the nonsense. And men are telling, I don't know if I tagged you on the thing, but where they were saying they were on the street and it was like, do men prefer natural or BBLs? And every woman was like, BBL, BBL. Then the men were just like, natural, natural, natural. There's not one man that goes like, man, I want a woman with a BBL. I ain't met him. Wow. I'm not saying he's out there, but this is no man wants a woman doing that to her body. Why would you want to do that to your body? It's like we tell y'all what we want, and then y'all discount it. You know, it's like I don't understand it. It's like we could tell you all day long, this is what I need from a woman, and that's not what you want. Like I just told you what I wanted. So, but again, both parties got to do the work. Both parties have to know what they need and what they desire and be able to communicate that. And if a man has done that work on himself, give that man an opportunity. Listen to him. So I see so much on social media, and it's more younger, and I feel sorry. My daughter's in that realm. And, they talk to a young lady, how much does a man have to make? He's like, oh, 500,000. He said, well, what percentage of men you think make $500,000? She was like, 20%. It's less than one.
Right. That's unrealistic.
That's not realistic. And it's like, and that's the other side of social media. And that's that they think that everybody's balling out of control. And, it's like the average man, we're not talking black men, the average man makes about $50,000 to $60,000 a year. That sounds horrible. But guess what?
It doesn't really sound horrible.
That's the reality, though. That's reality. And men live in reality. I was on Facebook dating, and sometimes you get friend requests, and they're men. So sometimes I go through and look at the friends.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting all these requests from men, and I'm like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, Facebook dating. So I go through it, and I just look at the men, and I'm just looking like, man, it's hard for me. I'm 6'6", and I make a pretty good living. So I can only imagine a guy that's under 6 foot that might be fat. That I'm like, women are not looking at those men. But that same woman that should be interested in him, she want me. You're like, that ain't happening. I get a lot of requests and be like, hey, when's the last time you went to the gym? It's like, I saw a woman at that time. She says, swipe in your lane. And women don't live in reality. I see a lot of things where they go, rate yourself 1 to 10. And on these things, women like, I'm a 9, I'm a 9, I'm a 10. I'm like, what?
But beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
No. Come on now. We all know reality. I don't look at myself like I'm no 9. I'm about a 7. I see some dudes on Instagram go, that dude's ripped up. And because we have to go with the physical first. We can talk about the internal. We can do all of that. But the reality of it is if we, you got to be realistic with yourself. If I can look at myself and go, I'm a 7. There's no way that if I was out and saw Halle Berry or Nicole Murphy, I'm not walking up to those women.
Why?
I ain't got no money like that.
Okay.
Them women are gorgeous. Them women are beautiful. I tell people all the time, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in person with my own eyes was Cassie. I mean, beautiful.
Cassie? Oh.
Beautiful. I mean, I just was like in awe, like, oh my God, this woman is, she could have whatever she wanted.
But beauty is not the only thing if you got to spend.
It's the first thing, though. Right. It's the first thing. So,
and I'm just saying for women, though, and I'm saying for women our age, for Generation X women, and I'm speaking for the women right now. And I know you said for men, the first thing is the appearance, and I get that. But for women now, it is appearance for us too, to some degree. But right now at our age, because we have kind of sort of established ourselves, we're looking for a decent human being, like seriously, like for real. People ask me on a regular basis, you know, what are you looking for in a man? I'm like, I'm looking for a man that won't embarrass himself. Like, I'm really looking for a man that won't play himself, you know, like who won't cheat because he don't want to feel janky, you know what I'm saying? Or won't do stupid stuff because he won't embarrass it. That's a level of maturity that I'm looking for a man who has character and integrity, because not that he don't want to embarrass me,
right.
Not that he wants to be a good person for me. He don't want to embarrass himself, and he wants to be a good person for him, because that's where it starts for me. Because if you'll embarrass yourself, you'll embarrass the hell out of me.
I had a good friend of mine I saw on Facebook, and she got herself a new boo. And I told her 3 years ago. I mean, she's a nice looking woman. She takes care of herself. She has a good job. And her new boo he probably got 8 years on her. He's not in shape. He ain't nothing. But guess what? He loved the heck out of her. He got a big chested cheetah smile as far as you can see. And he's going to treat her right. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, are you hung up on looks, or do you want a good man? Because a good man don't always come in a good body.
Well, I got it. You know, I'm not saying that I want somebody that's not pleasing to my eyes. I'm not saying that he got to be 6'6", you know, with a six pack. But I'm saying I don't want somebody. I want to be attracted to the person that I'm with too. And again, I wouldn't, if he was 6 feet, or you know, I'm almost 6 feet. If he was, you know, I don't want somebody that's 5'4",
right?
Or somebody, you know, realistically,
you can accept some things and go, okay, listen, if he's checking off all your boxes and he's not in shape, guess what? You can motivate him. Go to the gym. You know, you can, if you start cooking for him, don't let him eat that bull crap. You know, it's like there's ways to make people that you want to, and that's why I tell you, as I get older, I close my eyes, you know, and I'm go like, you know, let me listen. Because I don't know, what was I doing? I was watching Love is Blind or something like that. I don't even know how I got caught up on that. I don't even watch crap like that. But it was interesting to me. And just to see how people interact, and then when they see each other, then how things change. It's like we have not trained ourselves to stop trusting our eyes.
Right. But still, like I said, there's like, nobody wants to be with somebody that they're not attracted to.
No, I'm not.
I mean,
don't go date a 2. We're not telling you date a 2. But if you look at yourself realistically and you go, like me, I'm a 7. I'm not trying to date a 9. Okay.
I said what I said, and I mean that. I'm a 10 at 54. I look at myself now, and I'm like, I'm good with me. I'm a 10. And
you and me are at the top of our brackets of our age. Does that make you a 10? Yeah,
it
okay.
Would be a 10 to me.
It's a 10 to you. Okay, cool. That's fine. We'll agree to that. But that's what you got to stay within your realm. It's like I see guys in the gym that are ripped up. I'm almost 52. I'm not trying to compare myself to that. It's like live within your own, your own reality.
Right.
And men tend to live in their reality a little bit more than women do. I'm just saying.
But I'm going to say this, like you said, I don't go in the gym and compare myself to the men. I don't compare myself to these women that I see on social media with BBLs. I don't compare myself to other women. I don't compare myself to anybody. I haven't always been here. And I was talking about this morning on my live. I haven't always been where I'm at right now in my mind, in my space. Like when I was saying this morning, like comparison is a thief of joy and a root of jealousy, right? I consider myself to be a 10, seriously. Like, and I mean that not only from the outside, I mean as a person from the inside and the outside. I consider myself to be a 10 because of the work that I've done on me. I take care of myself. I need to get back in the gym because I'm starting to see some stuff. I'm like, ooh, because I ain't been to the gym. Really, I haven't really been working out hard like I used to since 2020, since the pandemic. I'm honest with myself, like you said.
I'm right there with you. I was in Vegas for 3 weeks. I came back. I'm like, ooh, I've got a little belly right here. I got to work on this. So
But I'm honest with myself, but I do consider myself to be a 10, top rank, like, because I really take care of myself. And when I get in the gym, I really go hard, like really, really hard and that's probably why I'm having like back neck pain. So I used to go to this intense boot camp, like with battle ropes. And I used to just
do not do that.
but I loved it. Like
that is an injury waiting to happen.
I really loved it, and I really loved it.
Your body is like, what are you doing? So
I know, but I loved it, and I
like used to do that stuff, F45 classes, and some lady they were jumping up on those plyometric boxes, and one lady fell off and broke her wrist. I'm like, why are y'all in there doing that?
I didn't do that. I did used to push the
just go to the gym, walk, and then slowly start running. The weight will come off. I promise you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have no weight. I don't need to lose no weight. I just need to tone up. I just noticed, one day I was doing something and I noticed a little chicken wing. I was like, oh no. I got a little chicken skin. Oh no, I got my little weights because I was like, oh, we can't have the flabby chicken skin. Like,
no, I mean, it's like, I've dated younger, and I tell some women all the time, I said, listen, I'm not gonna look like this forever. One day you're gonna wake up and I'm gonna be old. It's just reality of it. If you're 35 and I'm 51, in 20 years I'm 71 and you're 55.
Right.
I'm gonna look a whole lot different. So it's just.
But we aging gracefully. I gotta say that.
Well, I mean, it is. My dad told me, he said about 59, 60, the good cream wears off. He said you'll turn old around 60.
No.
Yeah, I don't mind being old. I'm telling people I'm 52 already.
Why? I mean, I don't mind. I tell my age all the time. And people say, why would you tell people your age? Because why not? Like, people are really not making it. Like, I'm good on that. I'm good with.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with being old. There's nothing wrong with being old because most people are like, I work with people and my manager's boss thought I was 37. I was like, come on, man, you must be out your damn mind. But he didn't know. I was like, all this gray. He said, dude, you just carry yourself different. He said, gray is, whatever. People gray it in their 20s. I'm like, okay, right. I appreciate it, but I'm not a kid.
Again, that's another thing. That's why I said, like, everything's not external. You know what I'm saying? When people see your vibe, right? Like, you have a younger vibe. Like, I have women my age, right, who I know when I talk to them mentally, they're 54. And I mean, like, and I don't mean mentally in the bad. And I'm just like, I'm like, you're not that old. Like, but then I look at myself in the industry that I'm in and the things that I do and what I've been doing my whole life has made me stay connected to things, youth, made me stay connected to knowing what's going on, made me stay connected. Because I know people, women my age and men my age, who can't navigate social media. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, your age is a number, and I don't even celebrate birthdays no more. I don't even care about that stuff.
Oh, I do. I'm gonna celebrate. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna celebrate. Well, last year, my friends got me good. Oh my goodness, never mind.
Listen, kudos to you.
Because that wasn't a good look.
Birthdays, they are. I done had a bunch of them. So let's have it.
You gotta celebrate every year that you make it, because we're not making it. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into looking for love, and our time has winded down that fast. It just goes so fast. And we're here to just have deep conversations about Generation X men and women. And we're here to talk about, not only are you looking for love, but are you ready for love? Like, are you ready? Are you a whole, healed, happy person? Are you working on yourself on a regular basis? Are you in continuous personal growth and development? Are you willing to do what it takes to be a good partner? Or are you just looking to take instead of give? So when you walk into the mindset of a relationship, what is your mindset? Is your mindset to serve the person, or is your mindset to get served by the person? So we're just here to bridge the gap, and just hopefully we'll help some people have healthy relationships, and we'll help some people maybe make the decision that this is not a healthy relationship for me. Right? Because when you know what you know, you know what you know. And it's a lot of people in unhealthy relationships with toxic people because they're toxic. Because healthy people leave, right?
Every time. Every time. Hey, listen, my cutoff game is vicious.
Like when I do coaching with women, like women will come to me and say, I'm in a toxic relationship. And they'll tell me like, my husband or my boyfriend, he's toxic and blah, blah, blah. And I say, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're toxic too. Toxic relationships take two toxic people because healthy people leave. We don't stick around for toxicity. And that's just not only in romantic relationships. That is friendships, business deals, family. Oh, them too.
Hey, that's a whole nother hour right there.
That's a whole nother hour. And again, it's not cutting off people. And I say this often now in my life because I used to cut folks off. I don't cut people off. I let them go. I let them go so they can grow. Or I let them go so I could grow. Because what you're not going to do is stagnate my growth. And I surely don't want to enable you and stagnate yours.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts, Lamar?
Oh, work on yourself, people. Just work on yourself. You know, just don't tolerate, like you said, don't tolerate bad behavior. Don't tolerate being toxic. Life's too short. You know, figure out what's going to make you happy. You know, a lot of people don't know what happiness looks like. I challenge you all the time. Spend some time alone. Figure out what you want out of life. What's going to make you want to have purpose and wake up in the morning sometimes, because it can be over tomorrow, you know, and you deserve happiness. You truly do.
And I just want to say, know what you want. Just on this journey of life, know what you want. And when the people come into your life and they can't provide that thing, don't hold on so long, right? There's this thing, this meme, and it shows this person with a rope, and it shows the person's hand being burned, and it says, it's so much easier to just let go, right? You know what I mean? And sometimes we just got to let people go.
Yeah.
But you can't let people go if you don't know what you want. So when you know what you want, stand on business. I know what I want in my life right now. Absolutely. So that helps me know what I don't want and what I'm not going to tolerate. So we don't want to be so rigid, but we do want to have our non-negotiables.
True.
That's all. And set some boundaries as you go along through your relationships. People don't understand the difference between non-negotiables and setting boundaries. A non-negotiable is it's over. We're not doing this. A boundary usually shows up in a relationship when a person crosses it.
Right.
So you get to say to that person, hey, that didn't feel so good.
Correct.
That's a boundary. Don't do that again.
Yep.
And then you set the boundary. And if they cross the boundary, then you have a decision to make. And it's not, you don't have to, you know, sometimes it takes some time for the person to learn the boundary depending on what it is. Like, you know, toilet seat up. Listen, put the toilet seat down. Put the toilet seat. Okay, you got to train. Put the toilet seat down. But there's some things that you can move the goalposts and then say, you know, if you do this again, and then you got to remind them, hey, I asked you not to. But when it's detrimental to your mental wellness, when it disturbs your peace, that's when you can't move the boundary, or you got to be like, okay, that's it. So we thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram. My Instagram is @TreyKearney, and Lamar.
Mar_T_Hall13.
And don't forget to follow the Salt and Pepper Gang on Instagram. Is it? Yep. Ooh. Lamar is the newest member of the Salt and Pepper Gang. Let's support the Salt and Pepper Gang. Let's support those brothers. They're doing good things for the community.
Yeah.
It's not all about looks. Sometimes we look and we think that we know something, but right. It's not just all about looks. They're serving the community. I saw them at a senior citizen building.
Yep.
You know, doing some nice things for the ladies.
Yeah, they, you know, if you see, they don't have a lot of family come there, and they went and handed out balloons and flowers to women. You know, I'm sure that made a day. I wasn't able. I was out of town, but I mean, it's just they do some amazing things. I mean, I'm really, really, really honored to be a part of that.
Good. So again, we love y'all. We'll see you guys next week for Looking for Love. I'm Trey Kearney.
Lamar Hall.
Peace and blessings. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means the world to us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.